Please be seated. Good afternoon. I extend greetings to all attending our summer commencement ceremony. Today, Des Moines University will award degrees in the Healthcare Administration and Public Health programs of the College of Health Sciences and to graduates in the Anatomy, Biomedical Sciences, and Osteopathic Medicine programs of the College of Osteopathic Medicine. Will the audience please rise now for the singing of our national anthem? Please be seated. I am now pleased to introduce Dr. Angela Walker Franklin, University President, who is presiding over our ceremonies today. Dr. Franklin was named Des Moines University's 15th president in March 2011. She has enjoyed a distinguished career in academic medicine for the past 20 years and previously served as the executive vice president and provost at Meharry Medical College in Nashville, Tennessee. Prior to her role at Meharry, Dr. Franklin held several positions at the Morehouse School of Medicine in Atlanta, Georgia. She earned a Ph.D. in clinical psychology at Emory University in Atlanta. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Franklin.
Members of the Board of Trustees, distinguished faculty, graduates, guests, welcome to the 2012 commencement ceremony for Des Moines University. This is an exciting day when our students fulfill the promise that began with their acceptance to Des Moines University and culminates with the awarding of the graduate degree. Graduates, congratulations to each of you for completing your rigorous course of study. While one can barely imagine the changes that will become part of the health science and healthcare landscape in the next 10 to 25 years, you are superbly prepared with outstanding training and a commitment to lifelong learning. This is also a day of celebration for all associated with Des Moines University. Throughout its history, this institution has conferred more than 15,000 degrees to improve the art and the science of medical care, as well as the leadership and the management of the healthcare industry. Graduations would not occur were it not for the dedicated efforts of our faculty, scholars, advisors, and mentors, who have contributed immensely to your education and to the enhancement of the professions you represent. They have demanded a great effort from you, but from that effort, you have accomplished an educational milestone that is achieved by a select few. Faculty, will you please stand and be recognized? Thank you. We are also joined today by members of the Board of Trustees who have wisely governed the course of Des Moines University and ensured that our historic mission has been preserved and strengthened to the measure of preeminence we enjoy today. Board members, will you please stand and be recognized? Thank you. It is now my privilege to introduce our commencement speaker, Mr. Todd Linden. Todd Linden is President and CEO of Grinnell Regional Medical Center, a private nonprofit hospital in Grinnell, Iowa. Mr. Linden received a Master of Arts degree in Health Administration in 1987 and a Bachelor of Arts degree, both from the University of Iowa. He is a fellow in the American College of Healthcare Executives. During his tenure, Grinnell Regional Medical Center has tripled its medical staff, created a fitness and rehab center, added a 36,000 square foot medical office building, developed an integrative medicine program, constructed a $3 million rural medical mall in an adjacent county, built 3 new community outreach clinics, and completed a $40 million comprehensive facilities improvement plan. Mr. Linden has received numerous honors, including the University of Iowa's Outstanding Alumni Award, the Iowa Hospital Association's Excellence in Leadership Award, the American College of Healthcare Executives Iowa Regents Award, and Health Forum's International Emerging Leader in Healthcare Award. Mr. Linden is a frequent speaker at national conferences and state hospital associations, and he's had the opportunity to testify in the U.S. House of Representatives, the U.S. Senate, and a special teleconference with former President Bill Clinton on health care issues. He served on the American Hospital Association's Board of Trustees and currently serves on the Health Forum Board. He's also a member of the Grinnell College Board of Trustees and on the advisory board of University of Iowa College of Public Health. Please join me in welcoming a friend of Des Moines University's, Mr. Todd Linden, as he delivers a commencement address.
A college professor had his sociology class go into the slums of Baltimore to collect case studies of 200 young boys. They were asked to come up with an evaluation of the future of each of the boys. And in every case, the students found they didn't have a chance. 25 years later, another sociology professor ran across the study and had his students do a follow-up. Other than 20 boys who had passed away or had moved away, the students found that 176 of the remaining 180 students went on to achieve more than ordinary success as doctors, lawyers, and businessmen. The professor was astounded, so he decided to pursue it a little bit further. Fortunately, many of the boys still lived in the area, and so he went and interviewed them and asked how could they account for their unusual success. And in every case, the reply was, there was this one teacher. Fortunately, the teacher was still alive, and he sought her out. And he asked her, what magic formula did you have to bring these boys out of the slums of Baltimore to achieve such success? With a twinkle in her eye and a little smile on her face, she said, it's really quite simple. I loved those boys. The theme for my address today, my remarks today, is the power of making a positive difference in the world. When I was thinking about these remarks, it occurred to me that it should be short, inspirational, maybe a little funny, but mostly to make you feel good about your accomplishments. It shouldn't be overly full of advice or preachy. After all, at this point in your lives, you probably have a pretty good idea of the plan for it. So let me start with a little lighthearted advice from kids. Never trust your dog to watch your food. That came from Patrick, age 10. When your dad is mad and asks you, "Do I look stupid?" Don't answer. That came from Hannah, also, she's 9 years old. Randy added, "Stay away from prunes." When your mom is mad at your dad, don't let her brush your hair. Susan said, 11. Don't pull your dad's finger when he tells you to. Emily, 10. And finally, if you want a kitten, start by asking for a horse. That came from Naomi, 15. So that's some pretty good stuff there. Instead of more useful advice, I thought perhaps I'd share with you some thoughts about ways to make a positive difference in the world by finding the joy in caring for others through commitment and dedication, achievement and vision, and with a grateful heart. So let's start with the joy of serving others. The great humanitarian Albert Schweitzer once said, "One thing I know, only those among you who will be really happy are those who have sought and found to serve." Well, I think if Albert Schweitzer were to come to Des Moines University today, he'd be pretty pleased to see all the ways this wonderful university is helping to teach people to learn how to serve others. It's clear we're in a pretty dynamic time for healthcare today. It's a great time to be in healthcare, but it can also be a little overwhelming. We know costs have increased from about $2,900 per capita in this country to over $9,000. So they've tripled in the last 20 years. The demographics and lifestyle have also led to skyrocketing incidence of chronic disease. The uninsured have grown to 50 million plus. State and federal budget woes are unprecedented. There's a wide variation in clinical practice around the country. There are exponential increases in medical knowledge and technology. The movement from fee-for-service and volume to value-based reimbursement and population health is rapidly increasing. Indeed, the country is engaged in a major debate about how to reform our healthcare system. Listen to this. All the new modes of treatment available, all the public discussion and concerns about costs, and all the clamor about the changing health scene has had its impact on hospitals and healthcare services. Yet the overriding thing that doesn't change is how we treat those who come to us for care. If the patient, their relatives, and their friends know that we really care about them as human beings, and we take care of them with love and concern and respect, then we succeed both in helping people and helping ourselves. My dad, Charles Linden, wrote that as the retired hospital administrator of Boone County Hospital in 1984. I find that a little remarkable, how much change is currently upon us, and yet, looking back then, things were a-changing. But I think my dad had it right when he said, when we truly serve others, we make an extraordinary difference in the lives of those we're privileged to serve. Commitment and dedication. Far and away, the best prize that life offers is the chance to work hard at work worth doing. Teddy Roosevelt said that. Far away, the best prize that life offers is the chance to work hard at work worth doing. Indeed, it took commitment and dedication in your coursework and your studies to earn your degree. Many of you have done this while working, as well as juggling other life responsibilities. Now, too, with this graduation milestone, you have the opportunity to continue your chosen vocation. Working in healthcare is very demanding, but clearly work worth doing. For many, it's a calling to serving the needs of others. Reading from a story by Dan Millman in Chicken Soup for the Soul, he wrote, "Many years ago, when I worked as a volunteer at Stanford Hospital, I got to know a little girl named Liza, who was suffering from a rare and serious disease. Her only chance of recovery appeared to be a blood transfusion from her 5-year-old brother, who had miraculously survived the same disease and had developed the antibodies needed to combat the disease. The doctor explained the situation to the little brother and asked the boy whether he'd be willing to give his blood to his sister. I saw him hesitate for only a moment before taking a deep breath and saying, "Yes, I'll do it if it will save Liza." After the transfusion progressed, he lay in a bed next to his sister and smiled, as we all did, seeing the color returning to her cheeks. Then his face grew pale and his smile faded, and he looked at the doctor and asked with a trembling voice, "Will I start to die right away?" Being young, the boy misunderstood the doctor. He thought he was going to have to give her all his blood. Commitment and dedication are fundamental to success in the healthcare field and to making a difference in the lives of those who put those very lives in our hands. Achievement and vision. If you can dream it, you can do it. The great Walt Disney. I want to tell you a story about a friend of mine, Claude Arns, an inventor, an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, a millionaire, and founder of the Miracle Recreation Company in Grinnell. He made his fortune making recreation equipment, swing sets and slides, and he also was the inventor of the merry-go-round. Claude was a good friend of mine, passed away about 10 years ago, and a major benefactor to our medical center. He was also a friend and colleague of Walt Disney. He, in fact, collaborated with Walt on a number of the original rides in Disneyland out in California. And Claude told me a story about a day he was with Walt Disney, and at a table next to them, while they were dining for lunch, was Ray Kroc, the founder of McDonald's. Claude was a bold and audacious fellow, and he went up to the table where Ray was, and he said, "I'm Claude Arns, and I'll bet you $100,000 that I can increase sales in your McDonald's stores by 30%. And Ray Kroc looked at him and said, "I have no idea who you are, but I'll take that bet." So Claude put some playground equipment in one of Ray's stores, indeed increased sales by more than 30%, which led to a national contract in having playground equipment in McDonald's stores all over the country. Claude had a philosophy. He believed that after making his fortune in the recreation business, that if you teach a kid to swing a tennis racket or a baseball bat or learn to swim or play basketball, you'll help them live a healthier life, but you'll also keep them out of trouble by finding a productive way to use their leisure time. And he put his money where his mouth was and built a multi-million-dollar park on the east edge of Grinnell, free and open to the community, and then founded a community family foundation that takes care of the park. He had a motto, "Leave it better than you found it." And that motto lives on today in his foundation. The point of the story is you have to do more than simply desire to serve others. You have to set a vision for the future, and then you have to act. The greatest hockey player ever, Wayne Gretzky, he had something to say about vision and achievement. He said, "First, I'm successful because I skate to where the puck's going, not to where it's been." That's the vision side. And as for achievement, he said 100% of the shots I don't take don't go in the net. You had a dream, I imagine, to earn this degree. Congratulations. Take a moment and shake the hands of the folks sitting next to you. Right now. Say, "Great job. Congratulations. Good job." For the others here today, you too had to set some goals to teach, some goals to administer, goals to support, or perhaps even help pay the bill. You too should congratulate the person next to you, because you had a lot to do with this happening today. Go ahead. Audience participation part. And let me add my sincere thanks to all of you that had something to do with helping these students earn this degree. You've done an outstanding job, and I appreciate it. Now, what's the next dream? What's the next goal you want to achieve? Eleanor Roosevelt said, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." Finally, gratitude. To truly find joy in serving others and making a powerful difference in the world, I think you have to appreciate the beauty all around you. You have to take time to appreciate the blessings in your life. You have to be grateful for those who have helped you to succeed. For each new morning with its light, for rest and shelter of the night, for health and food and love and friends, for everything thy goodness sends. Ralph Waldo Emerson. I do think it's important to find balance in our lives. No doubt, to achieve the success of this graduation, you had to make sacrifices. At this milestone, take time to assess the important things in your life. Take the time that you need to dedicate to the important things in your life. Because after all, comedian Lily Tomlin joked, the problem with the rat race is even if you win, you're still a rat. So one last assignment. I don't know if I have that power or not, but one last assignment before you graduate. Please take a few moments this week to write a note to someone, if you're an overachiever, several people, that really made a difference in your life. Maybe it was a special teacher or counselor, a mentor. Maybe it was a friend, a parent, a spouse, or another family member. But please take time to be sure, absolutely certain, that they know how important they are to you and that you're grateful for their love, their kindness, their wisdom, and their generosity. So before I conclude my remarks, I want to thank Dr. Franklin for the invitation to share some thoughts with you today. I have many ties to Des Moines University. I was an adjunct faculty and taught here in the 90s. I was on the Board of Trustees from 1997 to 2000. I established a scholarship in my mother's name here. My sister Erica is the new Chief Compliance Officer here. My fiancée Angela is in the master's program. And my daughter Coco, her husband Ben, started medical school this week. I counted up, and I have 15 Des Moines University graduates serve on our medical staff wonderfully. So it really is an honor to be able to share some thoughts with you today. A few moments ago, I shared a lovely poem about gratefulness from that great American poet, Ralph Waldo Emerson. And I want to end my remarks with one of my favorite writings from him. Listen carefully to his words. To laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition. To know even one has breathed easier because you lived. This is to have succeeded. Congratulations. Your hard work has culminated in this wonderful accomplishment. Savor it for the moment, and then I challenge you to use it to make a positive and powerful difference in the world and to the people that you'd like to serve through commitment and dedication, achievement and vision, and with a grateful heart. One final quote from that great American philosopher, Yogi Berra. When you come to a fork in the road, take it. Congratulations, and thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Linden, for those very inspirational remarks. At this time, we will have our deans, the Dean of the College of Health Sciences and the Acting Dean of the College of Osteopathic Medicine, will come to present their graduates prior to the awarding of the degree. So we will begin with Dr. Jody Cahalan, Dean of the College of Health Sciences.
Thank you. Will the graduates from the College of Health Sciences please stand? President Franklin, members of the Board of Trustees, and honored guests. On behalf of the faculty, I present to you the summer graduating class for the year 2012 of the College of Health Sciences. The members of the College of Health Sciences have evaluated the candidates and endorsed these students as worthy of having the degree Master of Healthcare Administration and Master of Public Health conferred on them. It is with great pride that I present the summer class of 2012 of the College of Health Sciences. You may be seated.
And now, Dr. David Plundo, Acting Dean of the College of Osteopathic Medicine.
Will the graduates from the College of Osteopathic Medicine please stand? President Franklin, members of the Board of Trustees, honored guests, on behalf of the faculty, I present to you the summer 2012 graduates of the College of Osteopathic Medicine. The members of the faculty of the College of Osteopathic Medicine have evaluated these candidates and endorsed them as worthy of having the degree Master of Science in Biomedical Sciences, Master of Science in Anatomy, and Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine conferred on them. President Franklin, it is with great pride that I present the summer class of 2012 of the College of Osteopathic Medicine. You may be seated.
I am pleased to receive these candidates. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University and by the State of Iowa, I do hereby confer upon you the degree for which you have been endorsed, with all of the honors, rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining to this degree, of which your diploma will be a witness forever. You are hereby recognized as graduates of Des Moines University. Congratulations to all of you. We will now recognize the degree recipients individually. The program director will introduce each graduate and coordinate the hooding ritual to signify the attainment of a significant academic milestone. I'm pleased to introduce Dr. Carla Stebbins, program director for the Healthcare Administration program, who will direct the recognition ceremony for the graduates in the Healthcare Administration program.
Thank you, Dr. Franklin, and special congratulations to all of the graduates and their guests today. It's my pleasure to introduce to you the Master of Healthcare Administration 2012 summer graduates. As I introduce each of the graduates and their academic advisors, I'm going to ask them to make their way to the platform and we'll perform the hooding. Our first student our graduate is Michael Lee. And he will be hooded with his advisor, Dr. Richard Beloff. Michael Lee is originally from Saigon, Vietnam. He currently lives here in Des Moines. His undergraduate degree is from Upper Iowa University. His capstone project, which I had the pleasure to read, is Eliminating Health Disparities of Asian Immigrant Community in Iowa. And he currently is a system analyst at Broadlawns Medical Center. Next, we have Jennifer Connor, and she'll be headed by Denise Hill. Jennifer is from Des Moines, Iowa, and she's graduated from Simpson College. Her capstone project was on lean, and she is looking for a position within hospice. Next, we have Sarah Renee Rose, also hooded by Denise Hill. Sarah is from Des Moines University. Her undergraduate institution is the University of Northern Iowa. Her capstone project was developing a patient advisory council for women's services. She currently is a financial advocate for Iowa Health Systems in Des Moines, and she is going to be looking for a clinic administration position. Kara Vogelson will be headed by her advisor, Fritz Nordingen. Kara is from Charles City, Iowa. She graduated from University of Northern Iowa. Her capstone project was improving processes in home care delivery. She currently is an organizational development and research manager with Cerro Gordo County Department of Public Health. Benjamin Linden will be headed by Ann York. Ben is from West Des Moines, Iowa, a graduate of Drake University. His capstone project, which I had the privilege of reading, was Free Market Economic Principles at Jordan Creek Internal Medicine. Ben is currently the clinic administrator at Jordan Creek Internal Medicine with the Iowa Health Physicians and Clinics. Delbert W. Stevens currently resides in Ankeny, Iowa. He has an undergraduate degree from Iowa State University. His capstone project was alternate options for patient-centered care at Bishop Drum Retirement Center. He is currently the CEO of Vermilion Design Group and will be looking for a position in healthcare and senior living consulting. Finally, we have Catherine Ann Warner. She currently lives in Cedar Falls, Iowa, has an undergraduate degree from the University of Northern Iowa, and she is self-employed and owner of KT Consulting, physicians, nurse practitioners, and PA recruiter.
It is now my pleasure to welcome Dr. Mary Mincer-Hansen to the podium. Dr. Hansen is Program Director of the Public Health Program and will direct the recognition ceremony for the graduates in the Masters of Public Health program. Dr. Hansen will hood each graduate with the assistance of the faculty advisor, Dr. Simon Galetta.
Thank you, Dr. Franklin. Can you hear me? Okay. We have two students that we are going to be hooding today, and we're very proud of both of them. We would like to extend our congratulations from the faculty and staff of the MPH program to both of them and to their families who have worked so hard to contribute to their success as well. First, I would like to ask Stephanie Mearsman to please come forward. And again, she's being hooded by her advisor, Dr. Simon Galetta. Stephanie's hometown is Moline, Illinois. Her undergraduate institution was Iowa State University, and her capstone was developing an assessment tool. I have to take a breath during this. Developing an assessment tool to measure the ability of Iowa counties to assess, plan, and prepare for the functional needs of at-risk populations in a public health emergency. She is currently employed as a senior business information analyst with Nationwide Insurance, and her employment goal is to be a project manager, business analyst in the public health field. Congratulations, Stephanie. Our next graduate to please come forward is Paula Joanne Spark. She again will be hooded by her advisor, Dr. Simon Galetta. Paula is from Urbandale, Iowa. Her undergraduate institution was the University of Northern Iowa. Her capstone dealt with administrator turnover in long-term care facilities. She is currently activity director with Sunnyview Care Center in Ankeny, Iowa. And her employment goal is to support and improve the health of older adults in our community.
It is now my pleasure to welcome Dr. Craig Canby to the podium. Dr. Canby is the director of the Anatomy Graduate Program and a professor of anatomy. Dr. Canby will recognize graduates in the Masters of Science in Anatomy program with the assistance of Dr. Maria Pastasas.
Thank you, Dr. Franklin. It's my pleasure this afternoon to recognize the four graduates out of the MSA program. The first graduate is David Kane. David hails from Winterset, Iowa. He attended Central College in Pella and obtained a BA degree in biology. He is currently enrolled in our DPM program, class of 2016. Our next graduate is Hillary Girton. Hillary is from Farmington, Minnesota. She attended Wartburg College in Waverly, Iowa, and earned her BA degree with a major in biology and a minor in psychology. She's now enrolled in our DO program for the class of 2016. We like to keep them around for a few extra years, apparently. We'll go out of alphabetical order, and our next graduate to recognize is Joseph Sterner. Joseph is from Marion, Iowa. He attended Wartburg College and earned a BA degree, also with a major in biology and a minor in psychology. And he, like Hillary, is currently enrolled in our DO program, class of 2016. Our last graduate is Margaret Scholbrook. She will be hooded by her advisor, Dr. Maria Potestas. Dr. Potestas is a professor of anatomy. Margaret hails from Des Moines, Iowa. She attended Iowa State University in Ames and earned a Bachelor of Science degree with a major in kinesiology. She is currently employed as a lab assistant and will soon teach health science anatomy at Mercy College of Health Sciences in Des Moines. There she is.
It is now my pleasure to welcome Dr. Jeffrey Gray to the podium. Dr. Gray is the Director of the Biomedical Sciences Program and also Vice President for Research. Dr. Gray will recognize graduates in the Masters of Science and Biomedical Sciences Program with the assistance of Dr. Marie Nguyen.
Thank you, Dr. Franklin, distinguished guests, Board of Trustees. It's my pleasure to introduce the summer class of the Masters of Science in Biomedical Sciences program. Our first candidate is Jared C. Haverichter. Jared, please come up. Jared joined us from Waukon, Iowa. He graduated from the University of Northern Iowa, and his master's thesis project involved the study of the inhibition of herpes simplex virus 1 replication by telomerase inhibitor. Our second candidate is Kelsey M. Randall, and Kelsey joined us from Apple Valley, Minnesota. Kelsey graduated from St. Olaf University, and she studied the synergistic effect of statins and aminoglycosides on methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus.
I would now like to invite Dr. David Plundo, Acting Dean of the College of Osteopathic Medicine, to recognize a graduate earning the Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine degree.
I'd I'd like to recognize Javeria Javed Iqbal, who came to us from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, graduating from Dakota State University in Madison, South Dakota, with a double major in math and biology. Javeria this week began a family medicine residency program in Mason City, Iowa. I'll ask Javeria to repeat with me the osteopathic oath. I do hereby affirm.
I do hereby affirm.
Say it with me. To the profession I am about to enter. I will be mindful always of my great responsibilities to preserve the health and the life of my patients, to retain their respect both as a physician and a friend, who will guard their secrets with scrupulous honor and fidelity, to perform faithfully my professional duties, to employ only those who recognize methods of treatments consistent with good judgment and with my skill and ability, keeping in mind always nature's laws and the body's inherent capacity for recovery. I will be ever vigilant in aiding in the general welfare of the community, sustaining its laws and institutions, not engaging in those practices which will in any way bring shame or discredit upon myself or my profession. I will give no drugs for deadly purposes to any person, though it may be asked of me. I will endeavor to work in accord with my colleagues in a spirit of progressive cooperation, and never by work or by act cast impugnations upon them or their rightful practices. I will look with respect and esteem upon all those who have taught me my art. To my college I will be loyal and strive always for its best interests and for the interests of the students who will come after me. I will be ever alert to further the application of basic biologic truths to the healing arts and develop the principles of osteopathy, which were first enunciated by Andrew Taylor Still. Be seated.
This day is a special day of celebration, achievement, and challenge. It is a day when we acknowledge your achievement of a body of knowledge and a set of special skills with which you can now go forth to render special service to improve the health care, and health sciences education of our state, our nation, and the world. A favorite quote of mine is, "Know that you will make your life by what you get, but you will make your living by what you get, but you will make a life by what you give. Go and serve. Commit to your part in fulfilling our noble mission in the delivery of medical care, in the advancement of knowledge, and in strengthening our system of health care. Reach far, dream colossal dreams, set audacious goals, be bold in leadership, and in the name of service to mankind, be possessed of an outrageous ambition to make things better." That is your legacy. The service that you give is partial payment on the investments made by others in you. I therefore charge you to relentlessly pursue knowledge, seek wisdom, give service, and demand excellence throughout your lifetime. I charge you to fulfill the promise of being health professionals committed first to service for our nation's rural and underserved citizens, with a dedication to prevention, wellness, and the delivery of compassionate, patient-centered care. I charge you to maintain respect for others and to cherish those who have been your greatest champions. And remember, professional integrity is essential to your success as a healthcare professional. So I charge you to embrace the values of honesty, accountability, collaboration, and inclusiveness as the basic tenets of integrity. I charge you to be honorable and supportive alumni of Moines University. See this as an imperative to invest in the next generation of healthcare professionals. I charge you to lead, to inspire, and to serve, and be always assured of our enormous pride in you. Congratulations, dream big, and focus your life on doing a world of good. I now am pleased to ask the Grand Marshal to step to the podium for the final pronouncements of this ceremony.
These proceedings are now officially concluded. We have been delighted to have you here with us today. Family members and friends are invited to greet the graduates, faculty, and university administrators in the back of the Medical Education Center, where our commencement reception will follow. Again, thank you for being with us today. Please remain seated until the participants have exited. Thank you.